Well, awesome. So glad to spend this little bit of time with you guys during the day. You know, a lot of our events are at night, so it's wonderful to be able to meet together during the day as well and just talk about health. You know, a lot of times we take our health for granted. And I always use the example of if we went out to our car today and tried to start it and it didn't work, wouldn't we be so frustrated or upset? Well, how much more frustrated or upset would we be if our body didn't work, right? So we really want our health, and it's so important. And so one of the things we can be grateful every day when we wake up is that we are healthy, that our kids are healthy, that our husband's healthy, or our spouse, and just really having that attitude of gratitude for having our bodies work every day, right? And so we really want our bodies to work at an optimal level, though. We want it to work till we're what, 80, 90, 100, however long you think, you know, we're going to be around. We want our bodies to last a long, long time. So let's talk about that. You know, we want to take care of our body. It's the only place we have to live in. So really, this is going to be about simple things that perhaps you can integrate into your daily routine. And, you know, it has to be simple or else we won't do it. So we're going to talk about those things so that we can take care of our body. It's the only place we have to live in here. So this is a picture of me before and after, basically. Before Juice Plus, having a baby, and then 8 years later, believe it or not, having Juice Plus and having a baby. And making simple changes, other changes that I've done as well. So the first one, you can see I kind of look a little more inflamed. I wasn't healthy at all. I knew nothing about health. And you know, when it came to that book called What to Expect When You're Expecting the Best Odds Diet, I kind of had to skip over a lot of it. I had no idea growing up in the family that I grew up in what, you know, the omega eggs were, or flaxseed, or it's so many things. You just can't even imagine. I was from a meat and potatoes family, and whatever I could eat, you know, that was food. I didn't really know the difference, you know, and I came to a mission eventually where I wanted to help other people realize the truth about food. Not everything that's sold on the shelf or that you can drive up to, I would consider food at this point. So we're going to talk about that. And so I've made a lot of simple changes since that first baby. And I'll go ahead and show you. I then had a second baby. So the first one was Matthew. And unfortunately, he did not have all of the things I'm going to tell you about. But in time for the second baby, I was able to have that simple change. And then from there, I made a lot more simple changes. And the last baby is at the bottom, and that's Emma. So I had two boys and a girl. And the girl I had at age 40. And I was just so much healthier after making all those changes. And so I wasn't upset when the doctor said, you should not be pregnant at age 40. I mean, basically, he's handing me brochures. He's like, well, your eggs are still 40 years old. Because I'm like, listen, buddy, I'm so much healthier than I was, you know, at age 32 having my first baby. And so nothing was going to deter me, even though they did like tons of ultrasounds and all that. Baby Emma was just fine. And so there she is. And so, you know, this has been a long journey. That first baby did have developmental delays, and I do wish he had all the things that I'm going to tell you about. But thankfully, he was introduced to all these great things by the age of 6 months. And he's actually one of the healthiest kids in our family, and actually one of the most fit kids in our family. Oops, that's my husband. Hold on. Here he is down in the back on the left. That's Matthew. And he is awesome. He's one of the most balanced kids. He was diagnosed at one point with high functioning autism. He would say, no, don't have that. Don't know why you guys are even saying that. And so, you know, he works at Publix. He drives his own car. He goes to college. He does not want the extra help that they provide if we presented documentation, which I went and got for him. And so anyway, over time, you can make a huge difference in your family, just like my family, by making simple changes. And so there's our family nowadays. And so that shows you how long it's been and how much, you know, I'm trying to encapsulate what all I've learned over this time with a child who needed special help and nutritional interventions, and with a husband who needed the same. So and it's a constant struggle. He has a struggle with weight loss. But thankfully, my husband, because of this community that I'm introducing you to, is on a great path to better health. He thinks about it all the time. He makes simple changes, and he's able to really integrate those all the time and he was able to get off heart medication, blood pressure, cholesterol, things like that. So I'm going to share some of those things with you, and it's been an awesome journey. I've learned a lot. But let's focus on you. How are you taking care of you? These are like the four foundations or pillars of better health. Eating real food, food really that doesn't require a long label. And mostly you'll find that on the perimeter of the shopping aisle. So rate yourself in your head. How am I doing eating real food? Am I making progress? And then secondly, how are you doing exercising, moving your body every day? Even just 10 minutes of walking, they say gives you 2 more hours of energy in the day. So isn't that good enough reason to walk for 10 minutes? And so that if you walk for 10 minutes, you're going to have even more energy and you're going to want to walk longer. And then drinking water. It's surprising how much water we really should be drinking. So take your drink. That is a way to hydrate your cells. And so many symptoms can appear because you're dehydrated. So the first thing to do is drink lots of water. That's how you can detox, how you can hydrate your cells. And then sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night, that's how you can restore your body so that it can continue to heal and continue to detox and bring out different hormones that are supposed to be available to you if you sleep the right amount of hours, And then the other part of sleeping is also de-stressing. When you're stressed out, you've got to take those moments, just even moments of deep breathing. Everybody take a deep breath. That felt good. We don't take the full deep breath. And that's part of de-stressing too, and also giving oxygen to your cells, which is really important as well. And just even sitting outside, look how beautiful it is outside in South Florida. We need to get outside and enjoy our surroundings and enjoy the bigger picture of life, that it's not all about those little things that we're so focused on every day, but there's just so much majesty to look at outside. So how are you doing taking healthy back? Because in America, we might be one of the most affluent countries, but we're not necessarily one of the healthiest countries. It used to be that we could, eat off the land, go to our grandmother's garden and eat off the land, play outside, drink from a water hose, and just fall asleep naturally at night. A lot of people have problems even sleeping at night or falling asleep at night, and we're eating the foods that were not really put on the ground for us to eat, right? And we're having sedentary lifestyles. We're drinking chemicals, we're eating chemicals, and we're tired. And people are buying energy drinks all the time. So healthy used to be simple, but now there's 2 startling trends in our world. There's environmental toxins that are increasing, and there's also food quality that's decreasing. Okay, so a lot of these things you might look for, MSG, trans fat, genetically modified organisms. Sounds so terrible, doesn't it? Organisms, growth hormones, all these things that you might look for. It's just not natural. So our food quality is decreasing. We have more toxins, and all of this is coming into play. 90% of the food eaten in America is actually processed. And we live in a time when our children are more harmed by poor diet than alcohol, drugs, and tobacco combined. So we need to look at the food part when we talk about diseases, disorders, dysfunctions, all these things that I see happening all around me. I don't know if you guys see it, but just even my next door neighbor, I should whisper, and their family, they've got a child who has testicular cancer, needs a pacemaker, and another child who has MS, and that was in their 20s. And now they're older and they just kind of fall into the line of the medical system. They're really not looking into prevention and nutrition, which 75% of our diseases are preventable with good nutrition. You can go to Barnes and Noble or any bookstore and look up any disease or disorder. You're going to probably find a book that says reversing heart disease, reversing diabetes, reversing this, reversing that. You can really take control of your health through lifestyle changes and nutrition. We're going to dive down for nutrition, okay? Thomas Edison had it right so many years ago. I don't even know how long ago this was, but he said the doctor of the future will no longer, I think it does, I can't see because all my people are in front of me here. The doctor of the future, I thought so, will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. How about that? He knew that way back when, right? Well, every time that we eat or drink, which a lot of times for me, it's not just 3 times a day that I'm eating. Um, we are either feeding disease or fighting it. So that's one way of you thinking about what you're grabbing and eating is this helping me or is this hurting me? You know, and if it is something that you want and you know it's not great for you, have something good also. So if you're going to eat a piece of chocolate cake, which I would never resist, sorry, then, you know, also eat the blueberries or the apple or something to kind of offset that, or at least not make it spike your sugar, right? So always thinking in terms of, is this good for me? Maybe I should eat some more of this other stuff. Real food doesn't have a label. You can see that real food rots. See that watermelon up at the top? If it doesn't rot or sprout, we like to say throw it out. It doesn't have live enzymes. It's processed. It's not necessarily good for our live bodies. We want our bodies to be alive for a very long time. So we want to include as much real food as possible. And real food, a lot of it is what plants are: fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and beans. Okay, those are the great categories. And if you do that, you increase all those and you increase your water intake, you're going to be so much healthier, and so is everybody else. 150 doctors researched 4,500 studies on what keeps us healthy. The only common denominator was a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. So that's what we want to really invest our time and effort into having for our family. And a lot of times we just need to put it out for them, right? Our produce is mass produced and it has less of a nutritional punch. So that's why the servings continue to increase, you know, and a serving is like, say for something dense like an apple is half a cup is a serving. For spinach, a whole cup is a serving. But you want to look at also the dark, dense ones. Like iceberg lettuce is not the same nutritional punch as spinach or kale, you know. We want to have the dark, rich fruits and vegetables. And some of them have lost 5 to 40% of their nutritional content, according to the Journal of Horticulture Science. So you want to eat as many as you can. You know, this 7 to 13 serving minimum is a minimum. And so you want to eat even more if you can. That's what we really are supposed to be eating all day long. Time magazine says the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you, it's that they're so good they could save your life. So a lot of times we see people who turn to juicing because they're trying to get in as many fruits and vegetables as possible. Sorry, I thought I turned that off. That there's a couple reasons why we want to eat so many fruits and vegetables. One is that it has phytonutrients, which means plant nutrients. And so in this apple, this is just one page of 25. If you look at all this small print over here, there would be 25 pages of how many different nutrients you have in an apple. And only one of those is calcium, one of those is vitamin C. So when you just take out calcium or take out vitamin C and put it in the multivitamin or just take it alone, you're missing the 9,000 something other nutrients that are so good for you. So you really want to focus on where the vitamins and minerals come from, and that's from fruits and vegetables. And there's really mixed reviews on vitamins and minerals, and I'll show you that, I think, on this slide, or maybe I took it out. But let me go back. But the Annals of Internal Medicine, while I'm on the multivitamin, says to doctors, it's a waste of time to continue to research whether multivitamins help. Because really, they're just scratching the surface. In a multivitamin, there's only about 30 isolated vitamins and minerals. But in the apple, 10,000. And the tomato, they've actually counted 12,455. And so every fruit or vegetable has at least 10,000 nutrients. And so that's a lot compared to the multivitamins. So you just want to make sure you eat lots and lots of fruits and vegetables. So one reason to eat your fruits and vegetables is because you're going to get your vitamins, your minerals. It's kind of like the oil in the car. We don't necessarily think about it all the time, but we need it. And we don't want to burn out our engines by not having it, okay? This is another reason, oxidative stress. And this really made sense to me when I started to learn about it 20 years ago. And basically, every day that you don't have enough fruits and vegetables, it's like standing in front of an X-ray machine. Every day that we're just breathing, we have what's called oxidative stress. And we need the same amount of antioxidants to combat that oxidative stress. So in our human cells, it says the DNA is hit about 10,000 times by these mutagenic oxidants. They're looking for a pair. Guess what the pair is from? The antioxidant. When the antioxidant comes into your body, it neutralizes that mutagenic oxidant. So you're no longer aging as quickly. and you're no longer getting closer to disease as quickly. So it's very important not to have that damage from oxidation. Okay, and you could just see that example. The lady, you know, some people look like they've had, quote, a hard life because they've aged faster than they really should have. And that is because they didn't have as much of the antioxidants and maybe their lifestyle choices as well. And the same with the apple. You know, that's a really great illustration that probably most of us can relate to. You cut the apple, it's exposed to oxygen, but we use an antioxidant to stop that oxidation. Okay, so that's why the apple on the right looks like it's fine. We've stopped the oxidation by adding the antioxidant of lemon juice. How cool is that? So hopefully you guys can remember that, and you know, we can slow the aging process with that. Oh, here it is. Annals of Internal Medicine, stop wasting your money on vitamin mineral supplements. That was an article to doctors, okay? So basically we want to eat as many plant foods as we can so that our body is properly fueled. And that's what I noticed 20 years ago when I was introduced to the concept of adding more whole food nutrition to my diet. I was eating sugar, caffeine, junk food, fast food, you name it. But once I started adding more plants to my diet, I was able to go many, many more hours in a day and make the most of my day. You know, I wasn't tired and drained and worn out. I didn't have the allergies that I had. I didn't have the bumps on the backs of my arms and the tops of my legs that I used to have. And so I was definitely more of a fine-tuned vehicle at that point. Oh, my cat is going to attack me again today. I don't know if I have cat lovers on here. He just came and tried to bite me a little bit. I don't know what's wrong with him. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so just pray for me because he attacked my head today while I was on the foam roller. It's crazy. Anyway, if anybody's nearby, come get the cat. Okay, so eating more fruits and veggies. Here's some ideas for your family. And you guys probably already know this. You know, use dips. Oh, here he comes. He's usually very nice. I don't know what he wants. Oh, Bobby. Okay, he made that go. Use dips for fruits and vegetables. You know, if that's how your children are gonna eat more fruits and vegetables, use the dips. Add them to what we're already eating. Add them to the lunches. You know, think about colors in the lunch. If you think about, my friend Lillian wrote a book and she says, is there sunshine on your plate? Look to see if there's sunshine in the lunchbox that's going with your children or on your plate, because that's how, you know, they grew, the plants. Okay, eat salads and veggies first at dinner, make smoothies, juice, have kids help with meals, help you and have a garden, and keep trying with variety. And so, you know, you want to choose color and variety when you're eating your fruits and vegetables. Here's the American Cancer Society poster. I'll let you look at that for a second while I get rid of Bobby. And that's all fruits and vegetables. Okay. And this American Cancer Society poster is what really hit me. Like, I was like, wow, I can't believe this, that this is how you help prevent cancer. And so that really kind of began my journey of learning. I have 2 master's degrees. They were not in nutrition. And as I was getting those master's degrees, I was popping M&Ms and Coca-Cola, you know? So this was like totally shocking to me that I'm like, okay, well, nobody ever thinks they're going to get cancer, first of all. But if you did get cancer, or if you thought you might, then you would definitely want to prevent it. So I was really happy that I learned about this concept. And I learned about this before I saw the American Cancer Society poster. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm taking Juice Plus, because I am not, you know, a real great eater. You know, there's some people that just love kale and love spinach. They could eat it all day. But I'm not really one of those people. I need to have a hack like this. And this is a life hack. It's one of the most significant, easiest things that you could possibly do. You know, it's going to make the biggest difference. And so I'm so thankful my friend told me about this 20 years ago. It's fruits, veggies, and berries that have been pulverized. They use the leaves, the seeds, the peels, which have a lot of nutrition in them also. They take out the salt, the sugar, and the water, and they put it into capsule form or chewable form, which look like gummies, okay? And so we take 2 red, 2 green, 2 purple every day, and we've had the concentrates, powdered concentrates from all of these fruits and vegetables. It's been around for 25 years. It's the largest selling nutritional product in a capsule in the world. And so it's really awesome. And so we're going to talk about what makes it different, you know? I'm going to talk about the complete shake in just a minute. That's another thing that I totally live off of. But if you have the shake and the trio blend, that's 45 whole foods, and it has a food label. It doesn't have a vitamin label, which would say supplement facts. It's full of plant nutrients, non-genetically modified, dairy-free, gluten-free. And the NSF is a not-for-profit agency, comes in, makes sure that what we say is on the label is in the product, and what's on the product is in the label, which isn't true for thousands of supplements that are on the shelf, and that there's no banned substances, no herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, things like that, that we don't want in our body, especially if we're taking something every day, right? And then the thing that really got me excited was the clinical research. When I first started, there were only 3 peer-reviewed medical journals behind Juice Plus. But since then, I've been able to see these different studies come out from all these awesome institutions, including MD Anderson Cancer Center, which is one of the top cancer centers in America, Nemours Children's Clinic, which is in Florida, University of Florida, Yale, Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, all these different places that are high prestigious places. And here is just a summary of what Juice Plus has been shown to do. First of all, you want to make sure whatever you're taking, it goes into your bloodstream. So Juice Plus has been shown to go into your bloodstream. And after that, then the immune system's better. The T cells go up, the natural killer cells go up. They've found symptomatically decreased severity and duration of cold and flu-like symptoms because the immune system is so much better. Decrease in DNA strand breakage, because if you have oxidative stress hitting on your good cells every day, you're going to have more DNA strand breakage, and that's your building block of every next cell. But because Juice Plus protects with those antioxidants, we don't have as much DNA strand breakage. And there's 3 different studies showing that. And these are all studies that are on the product itself, on people. And you can access these studies by going to juiceplus.com, and you can read them. Decrease in free radical damage from oxidative stress. Within 28 days, the free radicals are neutralized, and you no longer have that oxidative stress that then is aging you faster or moving you toward disease faster. And then homocysteine levels, that's a biomarker of how close you are to any disease. And so it's really important. They found that it decreased homocysteine levels in healthier people, but also in smokers. It decreased oxidized LDL, which really is the danger in the bad cholesterol, is when it's oxidized by those free radicals. It then creates a substance that's really bad to have. And then they found improved insulin resistance and less adiposity, which means less fat in the waist in children who were 12 and they were a little bit overweight. And then decreased complications in pregnancy. They found that at University of Mississippi. And improved hydration, microcirculation, and skin density thickness. A lot of people pay a lot of money for better skin. And so isn't it awesome that good nutrition really shines through as the way in which you can really have better skin? And along with that goes better gum tissue health, folate levels increase. I mean, there's so many things. Systemic inflammation decreases. They found in these stage 4 ovarian cancer patients better quality of life and protein status. And when they looked at the norms, they found less recurrence of ovarian cancer compared to the norms as well. They also looked at athletes and found amazing results. They also looked at cardiovascular health, and I'm going to share this one with you, where it improved circulation and then improving pulmonary function. Who doesn't want to breathe better, right? So better pulmonary function. And then they looked at genes. One of the big deals nowadays is called epigenetics, where we are not a victim of our genes. Some people say, well, my mom had this, my aunt had this, therefore I'm probably going to have this. You can turn your bad genes off. And they found that with Juice Plus, and I don't know how many days it was, they were able to find that 1,600 of them were turned off by good nutrition. Concentrated nutrition from just taking those fruits, vegetables, and berries every day. Okay, so this is not what you want to eat every day. This is an example of what they fed people in the following study that I'm going to show you. This is 2 hash browns and 2 McMuffins, 900 calories, 50 grams of fat, okay? And so this was at the University of Maryland. The results were published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. And they used 3 separate groups: placebo group, orchard and garden, which also now we're calling it fruit and veggie appropriately, and then fruit, veggie, berry group. So 3 different groups of people taking pills. They went and they had a high fat meal. What they found was what they usually found at University of Maryland, is that when they had that high fat meal, they constricted their blood vessels. That's the dangerous time where people can have a heart incident after you eat a high fat meal. And so they wanted to see, well, would these fruits and veggies do anything, And they had their hypothesis that it would. And so they gave people the placebo, they gave people just the fruits and veggies, which is 20 fruits and veggies. And then they gave them fruits, vegetables, berries, which is 30 altogether, different plants. And they figured that the berry blend would just exponentially help. And it did. And it was made for heart and circulation. So anyway, the first group, placebo group, you can look at day 0. They were constricted 40-something%. And then it went to about the same. There wasn't a big difference. The orchard and garden blend group, they say it reduced it by 62%, the constriction of the blood vessels. And then the orchard garden vineyard showed no significant constriction in the blood vessels. And they said in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, it basically eliminated the detrimental effect of the high fat meal. So why is that? Because you give your body the right foods, your body knows what to do with it. If you have your own internal pharmacy, that you just feed it the right materials and your body goes to work, okay? And so it really comes down to the nutrients that went into your bloodstream. The endothelial lining now can expand and contract, And these are things we don't really think about on a daily basis, so it's great to have Juice Plus in your body every day. So I take the fruits, the veggies, berries, 2, 2, and 2, and now they've introduced the Omega blend. And our company looked at, what else do our Juice Plus customers take? And they found that they took an Omega, but they really didn't want the fishy burps. They didn't really want it to be animal-based. And so they went to work for about 10 years finding the perfect ingredients and the perfect way to fuse the oils together without heating it. Because when you heat oil, then it changes the oil and it actually makes it sometimes toxic. So what they did was they looked at how to get a plant-based whole food nutrition Omega. They went straight to the algae instead of using the fish. The fish are healthy because of the algae. And then they added some other berry seeds and different things like that to make it a full spectrum Omega, in which we are now all enjoying. And I love to talk about our Juice Plus shakes. With the trio blend and the complete shakes, you're having about 45 to 50 plants before you ever leave the house. And I make it for my kids. It's a brainy breakfast. It's a great way to stabilize your blood sugar, and it's a great way to get protein and complex carbohydrates. The soy is non-genetically modified water-washed soy, so it's different from anything else out there. It's more like having edamame, just like the healthy countries. There's ancient grains and sprouts like broccoli, alfalfa, radish, and then amaranth, quinoa, and millet. And it has spirulina, it has pumpkin powder, it has pomegranate powder, and it has fructooleosaccharides from Jerusalem artichoke, which helps build your intestinal bacteria. So this has a prebiotic. The Juice Plus capsules have a probiotic in it. So it's all about the gut nowadays. They're figuring out that the gut needs to be super healthy, and that really is kind of the window into your immune system. So it's great for kids. This is Emma as she was growing up, and all of us. We always turn to the shake. It's like a nice go-to meal you can just throw together. It's 8 ounces of plant milk. You throw a scoop. She's doing vanilla. And she threw in some frozen raspberry or strawberries, and we probably ground those flax seeds before she added them. And so she's having this after school. This is one of our team members in the community, and this was just a funny post where she's just drinking it straight out of the blender, and it's that good, and it looks that good, right? And her son agrees. So we sometimes make it into a pudding bowl, sometimes have it as a smoothie, pre or post workout. Kids love it. You can make popsicles out of it, and basically you're getting all these plants that the healthier countries would be eating as well. And if you put it on my plate, I probably wouldn't eat it. And this is my pediatrician, and she came to my house. We were doing a health lecture, and I was like, what, you brought your own smoothie? What's up with this? And a lot of times our community, once you learn simple changes and you love your shake, you tend to bring it with you, and it's a nice fast food, kind of healthier food to bring with you. Another one is to build your own salad jars. So I like to say, if you have your shake in the morning, you have your salad jar in the afternoon, then you just have to determine what you're going to have for dinner. You know, it makes a lot less decisions throughout the day. So a lot of times our community is really into building salad jars for the week so that we can stay on track with our health. And then if you're out and about, here are just some ideas that I wrote down of things that we do. You know, instead of going to a fast food place, we'll stop at Publix. Like if we're on the road to, say, North Carolina or something, we'll say, well, where's the nearest Publix? We'll go there instead and buy things, whether it's sushi, hummus and veggies, fruit, you know, all kinds of things like that. We'll make healthy wraps, rice and bean dishes. You could get just like a little bowl at Moe's and put toppings on it. It's cheap, it's healthy. There's all kinds of things you could do if you just think ahead of time. Those hot bar soups at Whole Foods, they only cost $10 for like these huge ones. So we go there sometimes and buy some soups. You could put together like little toppings in your fridge for a salad bar. Raw juice is expensive, I have to say. Oh my goodness. And that's amazing to think about. I think it's like $11 for one of those raw juice drinks, where what I told you about Juice Plus, that costs like $2.39 a day, and you can actually get a child free also. But sometimes I do end up there because like sometimes you're just wanting it, you know, taking an apple, an orange, a banana with you, taking some nuts with you. That way you're just not going to have to stop somewhere while you're running all around. And then, you know, sometimes a great snack is peanut butter with your apple or celery. Same with the kids. Smoothies are always fun and a way to add more plants to your diet. So eat food, not too much, mostly plants. We have a couple of, we have a really great program. It's called The Shred. For those people who like a plan and want to increase even more plants in their diet, and use this program for 10 days to really make a huge difference. A lot of times people feel less bloating. They kind of get to identify what foods don't really serve them well. And it's really kind of a detox where you take out the foods that are really kind of draining your body, and you increase the ones that are really helpful. So you're adding the capsules, you're adding 2 complete shakes a day, you're drinking plenty of water, you're sleeping, you're exercising, you're actually stopping eating around 7 or 6 o'clock at night, and you're eliminating those proteins that are harder to digest and finding other solutions. What's great is you're in a Facebook group where you see other people's solutions to dairy and gluten. And we also have an awesome cookbook for that. But anyway, let us know if you want to try that out with us. Right now, some people are doing the Shred 10 right now. And then we're going to do it again in May. We do it the first of the month. So it really helps to train your body to crave healthier foods and to eat better, not necessarily less, okay? And that's a little bit of what you get with the Shred 10. There's a Shred guide. There's like the reasoning behind everything. There's a cooking guide, which I find is very helpful because a lot of people are trying to go gluten-free or dairy-free. This is an awesome book that has recipes, you know. Here's an example of someone who struggled with her weight all her life, and look at how many things she got out of just being on that healthier lifestyle kick for quite a while, you know, but she's so much healthier now, and she is a leader in our community. She's an actual naturopathic physician, so really it's increased her confidence. And I love that it says first sport ever pickleball. You know, who doesn't want to feel active and healthy? I know for me, I'm now 52. I love that I can go out and play racquetball for hours with people who are faster and younger than me, mostly men. And it just makes you feel good, you know, that you don't have to age and be old and decrepit, right? You could be feeling young for as long as you can. So good nutrition equals good results, you know, just really being on that track. You'll find, you know, a lot of people ask me, will it help with this? Will it help with that? Will it help with this? Basically, the foundation is you get concentrated nutrition in your body every day through Juice Plus and the shake, and you're increasing your plants. It's a great daily habit. You're going to have great results no matter what it is you're trying to battle. So our family secret weapon is the Juice Plus Trio and the Omega. It's great every day for your health. And, you know, it costs $2.38 a day for the trio. You can get a child free ages 4 through 18. Also, undergraduate and college can get it free. The shake, I wish I had this in college. It's only $2 a serving. It actually is one of the best meals you can have in a day if you compare it to most of the meals that people are eating. It has the fiber, it has the protein, it has the plants, it keeps your blood sugar stable. It's only $2. So we live off of that a lot. And then the omega is $1.10 a day. Um, whether you decide to add those to your diet or not, I want you to make health your hobby. And so here are some awesome webinars. Hopefully you can see some titles that you're like, oh, I want to get on there right now after Sharon stops talking. So healthylivingrevolution.com under resources and trending topics. These are our healthcare professionals like Mitra Ray. She's a biochemist. She's been recommending Juice Plus for the 25 years that it's been around. Dr. Richard Du Bois, where it says understanding the safety of soy. He's been around for 25 years recommending Juice Plus. Over here on the left, Brain Health Plus. That's Dr. William Sears. He's written over 30 baby books and other books. Why wouldn't we want to listen to how to keep our brain healthy? So there's a lot of great information here. I love learning. That is why I kept going to college. And I feel like this community is like another college course where you can really get good at nutrition, which then helps your family get healthier and then helps your community get healthier and your extended family. So invest that time in making health your hobby. We do have that cooking guide I can send to you. Just let me know. So take care of the body that you've got. It's the only place you have to live in. I hope that this really helped you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording.